Love Them Knives channel, LTK, and yes, woof. Tell you what, there's your knife right there. There she is. Rike, R-I-K-E, Rike Knives. Can you read? Thor 3, M390 blue. Yes, it is. And it is all of that and more. And I hosed it off before I put it on camera because you handle it enough and you get skin oils on the ano stuff and it'll change color a little bit on you. And it's blue and it's purple and it's blue and it's purple. It's purple. And I don't know. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of purple hue showing through. Actually, I think it kind of makes it interesting more than just a standard uniform blue. It's nice, and God, they are getting so well known for kind of doing the goldish bluish and the this and that ish, and so this purplish bluish. But I think it's really a handsome knife. And yes, I've reviewed the Thor 3 on my channel before. It was silver. That's boring. You need to have color in your life. Oh well, there's your Rike knife logo on the pivot. Thor 3, M390, and of course your hardened steel insert to interface with your M390 blade. What's the lockup here? Oh man, 20% at best, I'd say. Pocket clip, is that making too much taking over the show? Nope. No, it's not. It's got that little ceramic ball in the pocket clip. That's a pretty classy move. 2 screws. Hold it in place. And it is. It's solid. But no, it's not announcing itself a whole lot, which is fine. Because everything else is going on this knife. What is not going on this knife? I mean, you look at this thing, it's like, I mean, we got machine work. No wonder the damn things are so expensive. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got titanium, all right, and it's an integral, so it's a one-piece deal. So, let's not only machine the crap out of it, but let's just keep it in one piece while we're doing it. So that makes it just a little bit more difficult, doesn't it? And right there, that's caged out, folks. I'll tell you what, they didn't leave much. But it's still a one-piece deal. And actually those cutaways, it's pretty substantially thick in there. What's left there along here. So, I mean, it's not bad. But then in the sidewalls thing, see, they've gone in and cut away a lot of this. I'll put the link to my review where I did the silver one, so that you can watch that, because you'll listen to me bitch and moan for about 20 minutes about how they caged this thing out way too much. Maybe they should have left it a little bit more solid, maybe just to do some little things along there, but instead they went crazy and they augured this out so much. Now, I mean, you're showing off, right? At that point, it's like, look at how fancy I can get. And I guess since the price is fancy, maybe you ought to get fancy. So you got a left-hand option on your carry. Got a big old lanyard hole. And, I never realized this on the first one I had. Check this out. Look at that. Look at the stop pin. Blade stop. It's just part of the frame. Go figure that. Figure the mathematics of doing all that. I mean, it's not just like you can change that. It's all milled into the same deal. That's pretty cool. Actually, that's the first one I've ever known where, that has been just part of the frame. Wow. You got jimping on your flipper tab, and it's nicely, smoothed. Except, you got jimping. So does it flip? Oh yeah, like a dream, like a dream. Oh, that's nice action. That's really nice action. Yeah. Maybe, you know, depending on how you like it to drop, this is okay for me. Might be a little quick for some people, too much guillotine. So maybe you need to go in and tighten her up a little. I'm okay with this. This is good. Nice and, but you know, there's no blade play. God, let's hope not. Not for this type. Well, quit pussyfooting around. $550, Blade HQ. Yeah, blue purple. 3.75 inch satin blade. Yes, it is. 8.7, not quite 9 inches. Like we said, 3.75 inch blade. M390. 0.16 of an inch thick, so that's pretty good. What's that, about 4 millimeter blade stock, Tanto, grind, flat, plain, no serrations, handle length 5 inches. 0.55, so that's fairly standard, kind of a little on the thicker side of a handle for our normal EDCs that we look at. And 5 ounces, which is fairly light, but they've milled a crap load out of this thing, so God, I'd hope so. And there you go. You can read this. Skeletonized. Yes, it is. It is all of that. Yes, it is. Ceramic ball. Ball bearings. So, yeah. Thumb ramp. A lot of texturing there. Made in China, of course, by Rike. Wow. Let's get this over here, because I am going to break it in. M390, and yes it is, and it will actually do things that knives do. It cuts. That's always comforting, isn't it? It's like, how much money did I spend on this thing? It better cut something. And it does. It does it really well. And it is good looking while it does it. I don't know. I mean, maybe I need to cut it a little bit of slack. I just thought, wow, you didn't leave a lot of meat on that bone. But, well, what are you going to do? I mean, yeah, I can, but I mean, it's pretty structurally sound. And like they said, thumb ramp here. Okay, can you go forward? Yes, you can. So you can get a little bit more control, cutting wise. Yeah, it shouldn't be a real big problem sharpening the knife. Except for the fact that it's M390 steel. Other than that, yeah, I really like the look of it. But, it comes, well, let's do this first. It comes in a pouch that you've been staring at for a while. And, you know, in plastic, blah, blah, blah. And they give you the fancy leather sheath that you'll never get out of the pouch. Right here. It says Rike Knives. That there is worth at least $10 of the price. So, I mean, you know, that's kind of nice. You can have it in a more elegant type sheath. And, oh yeah, smells like leather. I mean, swear to God, you zip that case open and it is Leather City. I swear to God. You definitely smell it. And you got, you know, microfiber cloth. Nice pouch. Good quality. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm glad they do that. That leather sheath may not be that big a deal. You may never really use it per se, but it's nice to have it. It's got the logo on it. It's just an extra touch there. Now we can cram all the goodies back in this pouch without making too big a mess. What I was gonna say is, for those of you that are like me, I got this, but you know this is going to be on a table sale, right? I mean, catch and release on the expensive stuff, but what can you keep in your drawer? Yeah. So this is made by Rike as well. And this is called the HX Outdoors brand. This is S35VN, not M390, and it's not integral. Got kind of that floating backspacer. But in any case, I always throw this out. I guess I probably shouldn't necessarily every time, but I'll guarantee you the screws on that pocket clip are the exact same screws on that pocket clip. Guarantee you, because I've interchanged them and I ought to know. So in any case, same screw. You know, go front, still, easy. These like $113 to $116 to $120, somewhere in there on GearBest Fast Tech type thing. And it comes in a black wash, which I've got both. Good action on these two. Great knives. Look a lot like, you know, like this. They don't have the cutout here in this blade like that. They don't have M390. They're not integral. They're not, you know, they're not a lot of things, including this kind of teardrop shaped pivot. So yeah, it's not as fancy. No, it's not. But this is something you can chunk in your pocket and carry because, yeah, when you catch them at 113, free shipping, you know, or 106. I think I paid as much as 120 for one. And then I saw them on sale at 116, so I think that's what I paid for this one. And I think I've seen them as low as 113 on the odd sale. But on DHgate and stuff now, they're asking like $2 something for these. So that's insane. How do you do that when GearBest has got them for half of that? In any case, let's get back to this lovely, because it is a good looking knife. And it's lighter. The machining is beautiful on it. I like the anode color. A lot of texture going on here and a lot of machine work. You know, what's interesting, did you notice? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots here. Just 2 running along there. Other than that, I mean, there's just a lot of similarity. There's no left-hand option on this carry here. See that? But there is here, so that's different too. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same size. Okay. Interesting, though. Just fascinating. What will they think of next? Let's fold these up. I'm going to get these out of the way momentarily. Let's drag this baby in. Let's do a little weigh out. It's supposed to be 5 ounces. So let's see if it's 5. Okay, well, it's not. It said 5.0 something, and this is 4.9, so this is really, really, really close. So I think we can go with that. 138 grams. So, you know, 5 ounces, right? So if you get the budget model, which I like to call this a budget model, but I mean, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's heavier. But, you know, 7/10 of an ounce, right? So it is what it is. That's not a lot of difference, but it's some. Of course, you've got, you know, you've got some machining out here too. So there's a lot that's been done there as well. Beautiful knife. Yes, you can tell the difference in the weight. It's a little lighter. The action on the pivot, I would say, is a little smoother too. Maybe the ceramic bearings. Maybe these are steel. Maybe they're not ceramic. I don't know. I don't know that I could tell the difference necessarily. There's just something about the action on this knife that is smoother. Yeah. Nicer. Just nicer all the way around. And, you know, hey, it better be. Whew. All right. Hey, I'm going to let you go. Sorry I took so much of your time. I've done this before. I'll put the link to to my previous review of the silver one, and I'll put the link to my review of the HX Outdoors ZD006, okay? Not 007, 006, to that review, and then you will get the links to where you can buy this knife. Where you want to buy this knife? Well, what I can tell is Blade HQ, so I already showed you that paperwork. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. Love Them Knives Network on YouTube, coming to you with a knife review pretty often. Subscribe if you'd like. Stay with us. We do giveaways. You want to be in on that? And our table sales will have knives on them at good prices, actually. And you know what we do? We do. We love them knives. So stay sharp.